Well, hi everybody. It is Monday and it's almost noon, and I hope you guys had a good weekend. Mine was a little disorganized. So I wanted to talk about being disorganized today. We always like to put our best face forward on the World Wide Web, but today I'm going to be a little bit honest. I'm a bit of a clutter person. And when I retired 4 years ago, I got rid of quite a bit of stuff. But now I am down to paper. Paper seems to be my enemy. And backing up on retirement, I retired 4 years ago from the corporate world in May of 2021. And I discovered after a few months I missed working. Isn't that awful? So I took on a couple temp jobs, and then I found a part-time job. It was 20 hours a week, and I was there about 2 years. And you know how part-time jobs work. They morph into full-time work. So after about 2 months of 35 to 40-hour work weeks, I said, see ya. So I left that job in, I think it was July of last year. Kind of lost track of time. So I've been really retired for a little over a year. And retiring both times, it was kind of like being on a vacation. And then you realize, oh yeah, there isn't a maid here and I have to take care of things. I mean, I did the basics, but I kind of let things go. So anyways, things kind of came to a head with me on Saturday. And actually, my grandson's birthday was Friday. And his twin sisters had just celebrated their birthday in September. And they wanted Amazon cards for their birthdays. And I found out, I'm partially technical savvy here. I found out that you can send an Amazon gift card, and I'm sure there's other gift cards you can do the same too, but you can text the gift card to the recipient, and it's pretty easy. So with the twins, they both wanted Amazon gift cards, so I sent them gift cards. And then my grandson, his birthday was Friday, like I just said. I texted his mom and I said, well, what would he like for his birthday? Anticipating he wanted Amazon gift cards too. Well, he wanted money. I'm like, oh no, this is going to be more work. So I bought him a card. And then, of course, you don't want to send money through the mail these days. So I thought, well, I'll write him a check. And then my brain starts going, he's 17, just turned 17. And I thought, well, does he have a checking account? Who should I address the check to? So I texted his mom, and she said, yes, he did have a bank account. So by this time I'm already running late because his birthday was Friday, and I bought the card Friday morning. But our family's kind of like that. We never do things on time. So Saturday morning, I got the card. I signed his card, and I went to find my checkbook, and I can't find my checkbook. I mean, I keep it in a dedicated spot, and I found out later I have a little wire mesh organizer, an office organizer thing. Well, somehow when I put the checkbook in there from the last time, it had fallen under the organizer. So it took me a while to find the checkbook. And then I needed a stamp. I needed a stamp to put on his birthday card to mail it. Well, then I couldn't find the stamps. And I really searched the house upside down. It was my own fault. I didn't put them back where I belonged. And so I decided, when you lose something, where's the first place you look for the lost item? And that's probably where you should put it. And I've learned that over the years, but I've kind of forgotten that old theory. So let me see if I can turn without that. I moved it. What'd I do with it? I am disorganized. Hang on here. I'm back. I found it. It was on my shelf, but not quite where I thought it was. So I have this old notebook, and I was trying to be economical, but I used to have a really good planner, and they had this really nice address section in the back. So I saved it, and I put it in this planner. In this notebook. And I decided, after I spent all this time trying to find my stamps, the stamps are finally in this notebook. I keep calling it a notebook. It's a little 3-ring binder. So anyways, where did I find the stamps? They weren't where I thought they would be. I had left them on my kitchen counter. I have a corner that is my, quote, junk corner, and that's where they were. So I probably wasted an hour trying to find the stamps and the checkbook, and I thought, this has got to stop. And I'm going, no, you've always been this way. You'll never change. And I'm going, no, this has got to stop. So I've made a resolution, and we're going to get more organized. It might be kind of painful. And for those of you who are really organized, I don't know how you got there. I think we're just born that way. I really do. When I was working, I always had my stack of stuff on my desk, but I knew where everything was. Don't touch my stack. But my stack at home has gotten a little too stacky. I want to put it that way. So I've been working on decluttering. Oh, and then to make matters worse, Sunday, I have type 2 diabetes, and it's mostly controlled. And I'm borderline. I'm right at the cusp of needing meds versus not needing meds. And I got really sleepy Sunday afternoon, and I thought, I think I know what this is. And I checked my blood sugar, and my blood sugar was high. And, you kind of panic a little bit. What do I do? What do I do? So I knew one thing to do, and I was kind of dehydrated, was to drink water. So I drank water, and then I checked my blood sugar. I was starting to feel better pretty fast. And so after an hour, my blood sugar had gone down quite a bit. But that was kind of a scare for me. So I was looking online, and let me back up. If my blood sugar had not fallen, I would have called somebody and say, hey, I need to go to the hospital. I really was concerned. I'm not, how do I want to say this? I took it as a serious event, and if I couldn't quickly lower it, I was going to have someone take me to the hospital, because I really did know this was serious. But, and this happened to me a few months ago, and I was sleeping. I thought, I wonder if it's my blood sugar. And it was. So I really need to take better care of myself. And so I read, diet is one thing. And they say exercise is another thing you should do. So I decided on I'm getting more organized, and I'm going to exercise better. So I dug out my Fitbit. I haven't used it in a while. I asked for it for Christmas a couple years ago. So I dug it out. Oh, and then I had to charge my Fitbit. And I have this cute little pouch that I keep all my cords in. Was my Fitbit charger cord in here? It was not. But it is now. You just got to stay organized. And then I haven't used my Fitbit in a while, so I thought, the time, it's an hour and a half faster than the current time. So that was driving me kind of nuts. So I went online, and there's Fitbit apps. I can't find a name on the Fitbit, so I don't know what it is. So I'm trying to look around for, instructions. This is my semi-organized. So I found this. I hope it's not backwards, but yeah. It is a professional power adapter. And the professional power adapter kind of looks like my Fitbit. So I'm looking at it, and it is in multiple languages. I think the English language, it's 2 sides. And actually the English language is 5 of these things. And you know what? I have no idea what it's for. So it just went in the trash. I wanted to show you that. And so I started going through I do have a desk drawer full of user guides. I found a user guide for my Toshiba computer, and I don't even know how long ago I even had it. 10, 15 years ago? I mean, it's long gone, so that got pitched, and pitched a couple of other things. So I'm trying to get my life organized, and that will probably keep me busy this winter. And I know deep down inside, if you put things back where they belong, you won't have any trouble finding them. And honestly, I'm really good about important things, like my medicines and Band-Aids, medical type stuff. I'm really diligent about putting them back where they belong, but it's the thing like the Fitbit and the stamps and the checkbook I don't use very often. I need to really have a dedicated place for them. And then, when I'm done using something, put it back. And I'm really good about some things, like getting personal here. Like when you clip your fingernails and stuff, put the fingernail clippers back where they belong. I'm really good about stuff like that. But other things, I am not. And then last night, I was making supper, and I had canned some tomato sauce, and I opened up a can, and I didn't use all the tomato sauce. Well, there's a little white lid you put on top of canning jars, and I thought I had screwed the lid to the jar on well, and I hadn't. I opened up the refrigerator to put the jar in, and then I picked up the jar by the lid, and it splattered all over the place. I'm still finding splatter this morning. I can't believe. So when it fell into my dishwasher, and thank goodness the jar didn't break. I was so happy the jar didn't break. But anyways, the jar fell into my dishwasher, and then it splattered. It splattered. I have, when you're standing in my kitchen's kind of small, you look straight into my dining room, and then you turn left to go into my great room. Well, I had tomato sauce splatter on the carpet in the dining room. I have a half wall between the dining room and the living room. It hit the wall, the half wall, and a little while later, I found a few spots on my sofa. And this morning I found a splat on the window, which is right next to the sofa. And I'm going, oh my gosh, I don't know how it splattered so far, but it did. So yes, last night I spent a fair amount of time cleaning up. And then I found a few more spots this morning. So, and it was probably not even it's probably about a cup of tomato sauce at the end of the day, and it just made a horrible mess. So yeah, that's been my weekend, has been finding stuff and cleaning up after stuff. And I have one last thing. This is a little on the emotional side, so feel free to click off if you want. But in church, we have a man in church who has terminal brain cancer. And I haven't been going to this church very long. Wipe my nose here, sorry. And I thought he'd had a stroke, but somebody told me he had brain cancer. So he comes, him and his wife come to church every Sunday. I think he's around 60. And he can walk a little bit, but sometimes he needs a wheelchair. That's kind of where he's at physically. So he's had a few instances the last month or so, and part of me, this is the emotional part, I'm afraid he's going to die at church, and I'm really uncomfortable with it. But then the other part of me's glad that he still wants to come to church every Sunday. So that's something I'm kind of struggling with. I'm really glad that throughout his cancer journey that he hasn't lost faith in God, and he still wants to come to church, so we should honor that. So I know yesterday they left the service a few minutes early, and she was trying to get him to walk out of the pew, and a gentleman came up, and she had his one arm, and a gentleman came up and took his other arm, and I'm going, don't cry, just don't cry. Well, then I saw a few other people crying, so I kind of joined in the club. But I just really feel bad for this guy. His name is Mike, if you want to pray for him. And then at the end of the service, here's the other side of the story. There's another family, and I don't know their names, but mom and dad have 2 little girls. And the older girl's probably around 3. She's pretty quiet. But they have this little gal that's about 1. Oh my gosh. She is so full of life. And anyways, mom and dad, the 2 little girls sit next to grandma. And the little girl loves grandma. So at the end of the service, we were kind of singing a praise song. And this little gal, she was bopping up and down, full of life, laughing and everything. And it got me to thinking, you know, we do have a cycle of life, and I'm observing the end of life with one man. And then I'm seeing a little girl who's she's full of life, and she's got a whole life in front of her. And I hope, and I'm getting older. So I think in retirement, whether we're little or whether we're middle-aged or old, we can choose how we want to live our life. We can choose to be happy, accept our circumstances, or we can be bitter about it. And going to church, I'm seeing this man show what it's like to live through tough times. And that's kind of why I'm talking about it today. He still loves the Lord. He still wants to come to church. And that is a blessing for me to watch. So anyways, I hope you enjoyed this video today. And I just wanted to be honest, share my disorganizational problems, and also observing life. It's kind of hard to get off talking about Mike, but life is a journey, and it's also a blessing that we're still up and able to get around. And I just thought I'd bring that up today. So I just wish everybody a good day, and God bless, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.